What's going on, guys? I'm Sovereign, and you guys are 5,000 people total who have bothered to give me the time of their day at all. And I gotta say, guys, I say thank you all the time, but I hate saying it anymore. It just does not feel like it's good enough to really get across how insanely happy and flattered and just honored I am to know all of you and to make all the videos that I do for you. I mean, some of you guys, like, your whole day is like waiting for my videos to come out, you know? I mean, it's you can't your whole daily routine is set off if I'm not able to post a video. And when I'm not able to, I do apologize for that because I don't want to set anybody's daily routine off, you know. But I mean, you guys, it's just amazing. 5,000 strong now, and it's awesome because I've got a lot of great questions to answer today, which is the first time I've ever really gotten good questions. You know, I mean, usually you get the pretty general ones, you know, what made you start the channel and stuff like that, which are still good questions because, of course, as we grow, more people are new. They don't know the story of how I started doing YouTube and blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, it's good to let them know. But we got a lot of other really good questions. Some are really, really, really well thought out. And it's great because a lot of the newer subscribers that we've been getting, they're really active. It's weird. I mean, you know, the first like 4,000, like a very small percentage of them were active, and now, like the rest, like the next 1,000, a much bigger percentage of those up to 5,000 are a lot more active. So I'm getting a lot more views on my videos, and I'm getting really, really good questions, and I'm seeing names pop up asking me questions and commenting that I've never seen before, and I always love that, you guys. I love, you know, when I've never heard from you, and then one day you're just like, hey man, I've been with you for a few months. You know, here I am. What's up, dude? I love that. I love that. So, guys, if you're here, if you enjoy what's going on, if you haven't said hi, please do so. I would love to have a little conversation with you. Guys, again, I just want to say I've noticed lately going through my old video comments that I've not answered a lot of comments. Just so you guys know, if you are one of those people that I have not answered and you're still with me, it's simply because Google did not notify me of your comment. It does that a lot, and I hate it. But if I ever don't answer you, it's either because Google didn't notify me, which is what happens 90% of the time, or it's simply because, you know, sometimes people will just say, hey, will you shout me out? And it's like, you know, I don't really know what to say to that, man. I don't want to just say no, but I'm not going to say yes. So I just kind of wait and see how I feel about it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. 5,000 subscribers, and I'm blown away. You know, I mean, it's a big accomplishment for anybody who's on YouTube, and they know that. I mean, unless somehow they got really, really, really lucky. But I feel like I got lucky up to this point. Even, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Those of you that are asking me how I got started, you know, or saying you guys are stuck with a very small amount of subscribers, guys, that is the way it is. For like 6 months of my YouTube career, I was thanklessly making videos, you know, all the time. I mean, it's very, very thankless work for a very, very long time. And then eventually one day somebody finds your channel and maybe another one does, you know, and YouTube has a whole algorithm, and, you know, it's based on how many views you get, how many likes you get, how long you've been making videos, and how many you have. There's all kinds of things. So just stick with it, guys. And if you're truly, truly passionate about it, something will happen. I mean, that's just the way it is, okay? But let's get to the questions. That's why you guys are here, and I'm sorry that I'm doing all this with my hands. You guys know I'm Italian, man. I speak more with these than with this, so, you know. Um, so the first question that we have, it's actually a really, really good one, too. It's from Big Daddy Rooster, and he asked, in Fallout, the vaults have experiments. If you were an overseer and had your own vault, what experiment would you be doing? Now, I had to give this question and a few of your other questions a lot of thought because, you know, I really don't want to make anybody angry or upset or feel like, you know, I'm singling them out or that I don't respect them and their particular set of beliefs or whatever the case may be. But for those of you that don't know, and many of you I think do know, I do identify myself as an atheist. You know, of course, that doesn't mean I'm a mean person. A lot of you know I'm a very nice guy. I value all of you, whether you're Christian or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, I mean, your right to believe is absolutely your own, and I completely respect you for that. So please, guys, try and just remember, you know, this is my own personal opinion, and I really don't want to offend anybody. And if you just can't handle knowing that I'm an atheist and maybe you're a Christian and you want to leave, of course, that is well within your right. But I do want to answer your questions honestly because that's the kind of guy I am. So, if I were an overseer and I had my own vault, I think something that I would really like to do is I would like to I would like to segregate the population, not racially, but religiously. Honestly, I would like to, separate all of the religions and the people that are not religious. And I would like to, honestly, I would like to see, what each side would do. You know what I mean? In other countries, you've got one religion fighting with every other religion. But I think if we separated them all and left them to their own devices, I'm very interested to see what would happen. It's not because I want all religions to be divided. I just would, if it was an experiment, I'd be very interested, to see how their cultures developed without the outside influence, of other religions or non-religious people, and without having to fight a war with other religious people because there's none around. So again, I'm not saying I want to separate all religious people in the world. If I were an overseer and I could do an experiment, I would just like to see what each one accomplished. And, see how they live their lives without constantly warring with other religious factions. So that's something that I'm very interested in, just to understand myself, just to know. I mean, whether I'm religious or not, it's still something I would be interested in. Again, I can't stress this enough. I'm not saying I want to segregate the world's religions. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying in an experimented type of platform, I would like to see what kind of happens, what kind of, goes along with that. I just think it would be really interested, to see where each one went and what their real focus was when they're no longer focusing on hating each other. I would like to see what their positivity could bring to their religious culture instead of fighting with one another. That's the big thing. So moving on from that question, because I probably already lost a few of you there. Unsighted Sloth asks, who or what inspired you to start making videos? Now, a few of you have asked that question, basically. And, I mean, really, it was just the simple fact that I had a PS3, and PS4 was out, and it had been out, I think, about a year, maybe even more, honestly, and I really wanted it. I was like, at first, I was like, whatever, it's PS4, whatever, who cares? And then one day I just gave in to my curiosity, and I decided to, look into it more and see what it was all about, and I saw some of the graphics. Excuse me, I drank some coffee, see? Always got my coffee, man. It gives me hiccups. Oh, yeah. It's Colombian, man. Anyway, so I gave into my my curiosity, and I began looking up YouTube videos, and I was seeing, what the graphics looked like, which games, blah, 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 and then the stuff that it could do, and I was like, oh, damn it. Man, I shouldn't have done that because then I wanted it. I thirsted for it so bad. And it was just about Christmas time, and I'd asked my mom to get one for me, she's always been super supportive of my gaming. And now that I'm doing YouTube, she's also extremely supportive of that too, and I can't thank her enough for that. But she's just been so cool about it, and it was just I asked her for it. She was like, I don't have the money, I can't do that, and so I was like, okay, well, what if I get the money together myself, and I can help pay for it, She's like, well, maybe we'll see. So from other relatives, I got the money, and then she kind of went halvesies with me, and I got my PlayStation 4 and fiddled around with it. And then when I realized that you could do streaming, I'm like, oh man, this is friggin' awesome, dude. Because unless you had like all this technology and all these different things, you couldn't do that with a PS3 just by itself. And so I got Dragon Age Origins with some of the money, not Origins, I'm sorry, Inquisition with some of the money I had left, and I had like $25 left. And I had been hearing about Minecraft forever and ever and ever, and I was like, dude, I don't know, man. It looks stupid. I don't really want to get into it. And then I was like, you know what, though? It's only $20. I had thought it would be like a $60 game, but it was only $20. I'm like, you know what, man? If I don't like it, it's $20. It's not $60. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. What the hell? I'll get it, man. And took it home, and I played Dragon Age Inquisition a lot that day. And then later that night, I'm like, all right, man, let's try this out. And so I played Minecraft, and I was instantaneously addicted to that thing, man. It's like a straight injection of heroin into the gamer side of your brain, man. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was so good and so addicting. Oh, man, if only I could get that feeling back. I'm jealous of new Minecraft players. They get that sense of wonder all over again. And so I started playing around, with the streaming and stuff like that, and I started making some kind of cool stuff. I'm like, well, let's check out streaming. And I had a few people come in, and they were like, dude, this is really cool, man. You should put this on YouTube. I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of other way better, YouTubers out there and Minecrafters and everything. They're like, no, seriously, dude, you should put it on YouTube, man. And so basically I started out putting it on YouTube more for myself as kind of like a record of what I've achieved. It'd be on the internet, and I could go back and see it whenever. And then it would also be for those people that wanted me to put it on there so they could see it and maybe show their friends if they wanted to, because they wanted to show some friends and whatnot. And then some random people found it and they were like, wow, this is really cool, dude. I'd like to see more, and I was like, okay, I mean, sure, whatever, And so I made, another video, man, and then another one. And then on February 27th of 2015, I had done my first narrated video. That was the time when I decided I wanted to do like the channel for real. You know what I mean? I wanted to grow a channel and, be a part of a community. And another big part of that too was because I've been, too busy seeing all these YouTubers, go from being these really nice, down-to-earth personalities to being these huge, larger-than-life celebrities and, losing that wholesome part of themselves that I feel like drew people to them in the first place. And, I didn't like that. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it right. And so, I'm doing it as right as I can anyway. I mean, I really care about all of you guys. Those of you that have been with me for a while know this. Like, I love you guys. You guys are like a family. We are a family here in the channel, and I made sure, and I always try to make sure that I answer every comment that I possibly can. And, more than just like 1 or 2 word responses. I try to actually give you something. And, I love doing this. It just became this thing that I love to do, man. I met new people, and it became something I just loved to do. It just was so much fun, and I just couldn't wait to get the next video up, and see the reaction. And that's really how it started. Just some people were like, this is cool, you should put this up there. And I started to put it up there just for them, and for me to see in the future. And then more people found it, and it just kind of became this thing that I couldn't control, like an obsession of mine. And then here we are today, you guys. Here we are today, 5,000, from 0 to 5,000. Man, it's just amazing, So that's how I actually really got started doing it. Was just as simple as somebody suggesting it, and then it just became something I love to do. I mean, so I guess you can say kind of, that me being told to do it and me seeing other YouTubers become, less human is really what inspired me to do it. Honestly, I felt like I want to do this right. You know what I mean? I want to do this, and I want people to watch another person. You know what I mean? Not a figure, not just a celebrity or whatever. I wanted to give the people some personality, that was real and genuine and true. And yeah, so a lot of the really bad YouTubers that became selfish idiots over the years are kind of a big part of what inspired me as well. So yeah. So then next we've got some questions, a lot of questions from my very good friend Sam. His channel is Men Who Stare at Games, and he not too long ago hit his 10K milestone, which is amazing. And super proud of you, dude. And Sam, thank you, by the way, man. I owe him a special debt of gratitude because, back like before my channel really started to grow, I actually was like gonna quit, and I posted a video saying I was gonna stop. That was because I felt like a lot of my content was getting really repetitive. I didn't have the money for any new games, and I was just stuck. So one day he messages me on Twitter, and he says, basically it was a real tough love kind of message. He really came down on me, and but in the best way possible. I mean, he was just like, stop feeling fucking sorry for yourself, man. I check your account or whatever, because he had donated $120 to me. I mean, that's a lot of money, and he did that so I could get a couple new games and have new stuff to make content for. He says, there's something about you that's special, and your channel's special, man. You're gonna go places, dude. Don't stop, man. I won't allow it. Don't fucking feel sorry for yourself. Get up and do it, man. And I really appreciate that. I mean, he's the one that kept me going, and that's why I'm here today making videos for you. But I mean, it's not just him either. My friend Scott, My friend Awesome Jen, Al from the Cult of Snacks Noodle. I mean, there's been so many people that have really been a major support to me that have kept me going when I felt like I wanted to stop. Um, so, questions from Sam. Number one is, where does the name Sovereign come from? Well, basically it came from me being a child, really. I mean, when I first got my PlayStation 3, I think, when I first began playing on the internet, and I had to have a PlayStation Network ID. I'm like, I don't know. I'm really good at games. I've been doing this since I was like 2 years old. I mean, I'm like, well, I'm sovereign, man. I'm better than the rest. You know what I mean? It was, again, I was like a kid when I made that, so I mean, it was kind of, better than you are. So sovereign really comes from, the fact that I thought I was a pretty above average gamer. And I don't know, I just never changed it because I liked the word. I'm a logo daedalian. I mean, that means I'm a person that really loves nice, clever, or beautiful words, and I think sovereign is a beautiful word. It sounds nice and it's spelled nice, and I don't know, I just really like the word, so I kept it. Excuse me. He says, how much time do you spend working on your channel, including recording, editing, and commenting, etc., every typical day? Every typical day, I generally, between all of that, will spend 5 to 8 hours on the channel every day. Yeah, now it used to be like 80 hours a week. I mean, really, I used to like do nothing but the channel. But I just don't have the time for that right now. But yeah, I still basically work a full-time job when I'm doing stuff for the channel. But I really don't get a paycheck out of it, not yet. Maybe one day, we'll see. But that's not why I started it anyway. So I mean, any money I do make is just an extra sweet bonus. But I mean, yeah, I go between 5 and 8 hours a day, I would say, doing stuff for my channel. I mean, it's all I think about. I wake up and think about it, and I'm daydreaming about it when I go to bed. Man, it's become like an appendage. You know what I mean? It's a part of me now. It's a part of me, and all of you are too. And that's just so great. That just means more to me than I can ever tell you. I'm going to get misty, so let's move on. Sam. So his third question is, what do you enjoy the most about running a channel? Now, this is a really good question. And man, it is so, so hard to say exactly what that is. Yeah, I mean, the people are huge. I really do love that. But I mean, also, I've never really had any major like skills. I mean, I'm not a man's man. I'm not a fix-it kind of dude. I don't know how to work on cars well. I mean, except for basic maintenance. I can do my brakes and oil changes and filters and air filters. Excuse me. I can give myself a tune-up basically. But I don't know anything else than that. I can't build things with wood. You know what I mean? I really can't do any of that stuff. I used to be a decent skater until my back, took a poo. If I could stop clearing my throat, that would be amazing. Anyway, yeah, and a big part of the reason I really enjoy YouTube as well is because I feel like it's something that I am good at. I mean, some days you feel like you're complete shit at it, but I don't know. It's just it allows me to make something out of nothing, and you know, building things and fixing cars, that has its own challenges, and YouTube does too. You know what I mean? It's not easy like a lot of people think it is, and it's the kind of challenge that I enjoy though. I mean, it's really amazing to me to think that I started a channel with absolutely nothing, and I never bought subscribers or did anything cheeky, and, to get them, and we've grown to 5,000, and that means a lot to me, and this is kind of like my art, if you will, and it's my thing that I have built, and this is my skill set right now, and actually, YouTube is what has made me change my major again in college. I'm now going for mass communications with an emphasis on video making. So, yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say exactly what it is that I enjoy the most about owning a channel. I mean, but it's great to know that I have something that I have made that's actually worth a little bit of money. It's a little bit, and but the people are amazing too. I mean, this channel would be worth jack if it weren't for you guys. So, I mean, the people are huge. I mean, really, really, really. I've never had, there's 5,000 people that are subscribed to me. I've got almost 800,000 views on the channel. That's 800,000 more people that now know that I exist somewhere in the world. And, and that's 800,000 other people that I know exist somewhere in the world. And every day I look at my subscriber list and I see all of your names. I mean, that doesn't mean I can remember you, but every single one of you, if you have subscribed to me, I have seen your name at least once, because I check my subscriber list every day and I read all of the names of everybody that's new, because it's that important to me, So it's just great. And more people know that I am alive and exist in this world, and I know more of you are alive and exist in this world. And I think that's a big thing, you know. Um, if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? Now, this question was really hard for me. I wasn't exactly sure. I had to think about it a lot, you know. But if I could change one thing in the world, it would be that everybody would just chill the hell out, man. Understand that other people are going to feel differently than you do. That's no reason to try and force what you believe or think or feel on anybody else. I would like people to understand that they are an individual, and the individual does not have to be the masses. You know what I mean? If you're gay, if you're transgender, if you're atheist, if you're Christian, if you're Hindu, if you're Muslim, whatever, man, who cares, dude? I mean, everybody hates Muslims because they kill people and blow stuff up. No, they don't. That's the radical ones. You know what I mean? The militarized radical Muslims. Just like Christians have done it too. I mean, I think every religion, anybody can give anybody else as a group a bad name because they were a bad person. You know what I mean? And I think people need to understand that people are not to be lumped into one. You know what I mean? We don't just have the blacks. We don't just have the whites. We have people, damn it. You know what I mean? It's people. I'm tired of everybody always separating one another. We're always looking for ways to segregate and separate ourselves from one another and label each other, and I hate it. If you're gay, if you're transgender, I don't care. In fact, if you're out with that and proud about it, I freaking applaud you, man. Because you are an individual and you should be allowed to feel the way you feel as an individual. If you were born a man but you felt like you should have been born a woman, then do something about it. You know what I mean? And good on you for being brave enough to do so. Screw the haters, man. If you're gay, who cares? If you are in a gay relationship, man, and you love somebody, it's love. I don't care if it's straight love or gay love. We need more love in the world. And I mean, a lot of people are afraid it hurts traditional marriage and yada 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 yada. But honestly, I know gay couples that have never been divorced, and plenty of traditional marriage pushers that have been divorced several times. But anyway, we're kind of drifting on the topic here. My point is if I could do one major change in the world, it would be that everybody would understand, that everyone is an individual, and we don't all have to conform to a certain standard of what a group of people think or what one person thinks. We're allowed to be who we are. I mean, if you're hurting somebody else, that's one thing, and but if you're gay and you're having a relationship with somebody and you're not shooting people with a gun or something, or out, harming people in any other way, who cares? If you're a straight couple, a gay couple, just let people be. And, understand that people have different feelings, needs, emotions, and wants, and different fears, and different happinesses and likes and whatnot. And understand that it doesn't affect you. Doesn't affect you. You like to hate people. Well, these people might like to love people. So let's just get over that and move aside. Just forget about it, man. We're not black, we're not white, we're not Asian, we're not whatever. We're all people on the same planet, and we need to stop trying to separate ourselves and put ourselves in boxes. Because when you take what you label a person as and put them in a box, you leave no room for who they really are in that box with them. That's it. So, what is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for you? Oh man. You know, honestly, it might just be, yeah, God, I don't know. And that is a tough question. I actually didn't read that one first, so I'm not, Dude, you know what? And the nicest thing that somebody has ever done for me is my wife stayed with me. That's it. Yeah. Some of you know, some of you don't know, but I went through a period for a while there, a really bad period. As you guys know, my back's in rough shape, and I do take opiate pain medications for it. And I still do to this day. And this is where things get a little hairy, is because years back, I was an addict. I had this very, very irresponsible pain management doctor. And this doctor was very, very liberal with giving out those kind of pain medications. I mean, he had me on all kinds of stuff. He had me on, you know, Percocet and morphine and all this crazy stuff all at one time, and I didn't even really need it, man. It was just nuts, and it ended up becoming a major problem for me. And I mean, it was just nuts. It was really bad. I mean, I didn't do anything like really really bad. I didn't like steal from people's homes and pawn stuff off, nothing like that. But I mean, it was not good, man. It was not good. I've overcome a lot of challenges with that, and through all of it, through all the nonsense, my wife stuck with me and stuck by my side, and I'm glad, because I mean, I love her more than anything, and I know she loves me more than anything, and it's just, it's very important to me, that she stays in my life because I love her to death, and we've been together since high school, and I think her continuing to deal with everything I was putting all the family through at that time, and stay with me was probably the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me. That was a big deal for me. It was huge. And that brings me back to right now because, again, I still do take the medications, but I went for a while without taking any of them. And any, like, addiction specialist, would say I should absolutely not be doing that. And that's probably true, but I'm okay. You know what I mean? I am okay. Nothing, I'm never going to let that happen again. I mean, I've got way too much stuff that's important to me to lose now. So, I almost lost my family. I almost lost everything. And now I have my family, I have my self-respect back, and I have a channel. I have an even bigger family now on YouTube. And so, fear not, guys, for I will be okay. But that is definitely the nicest thing that anybody's ever done for me. Right. Oh yeah. Do you do you think mankind will ever populate another planet in our solar system? I absolutely do. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember. I don't remember what it was called. I think they just call it the second Earth or Earth's twin or something like that. But there is another planet out there that is super similar to Earth. It even looks very similarly to Earth. But I mean, mankind is never gonna freaking learn. Climate change is real, people. It's real, and it is really. Open a book, do some research, man. Climate change is real, and I mean, we still have people out there denying that it's real. We still have people that literally think the Earth is flat. I am not joking. That is true. There are literally people out there in this round world of ours that think it is flat. I know. I know. Yeah. Now, I do think, since mankind is never going to learn and we're just going to keep raping the planet until finally it dies, I think we're going to have no choice. But you know what? That brings me to like a different point really quickly. About colonizing other planets. Is J Dubs in a joking fashion asked me what my political stance is on illegal immigrants. Now he said that was meant to be a joke, but I'm still going to answer that anyway. And that brings me to the next point: is if we colonize another planet, who's to say somebody doesn't already live there, and who's to say that they're not going to be mad about us immigrants coming, and ruining their lives? And the whole illegal immigrants thing, man, I think that's so damn stupid. I think borders, I mean, in some places, yeah, we need them, but I mean, okay, America specifically, if you're an Anglo-Saxon, if you're not a Native American and you live in America and you've ever said immigrants need to not be here or they need to go back or whatever, you're dumb. Shut up. And okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. If any of you have said that and I'm making you mad, I'm sorry, man. That's so stupid because unless you're Native American, you are an immigrant too. I mean, your entire family came from another place and invaded this country, killed most of the Native Americans, which is actually one of the biggest genocides in human history, I might add, that's never really talked about. And I mean, dude, we're all immigrants, man. I'm half Native American, so half of me has a right to be here, and the other half of me can go to hell, I guess. But, and it's just the whole thing on immigrant, I mean, whatever, it's stupid. And everybody's always bitching, they're taking our jobs. Really, most of the time, they're doing the jobs that we think we're too good for, honestly. You know what? And everybody's like, well, they get welfare and they get food stamps. No, they don't. If they're not documented, if they don't have a right to be here, they're not going to be able to get food stamps and all kinds of other assistance. It doesn't work that way. I've done my research on this. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, the argument is so stupid. Just do some research and you'll figure it out. And, Donald Trump is all kinds of against immigration. And, I actually have some quotes of him here. Let's see what he has to say about that. Really, you don't say, Trump. Oh wow, he's got a lot to say. Huh. Good points. But again, his argument is stupid and it doesn't make any sense. Okay, all right. Then let's get back to the other questions at hand here. All right. So, what is one thing I find most awkward and embarrassing to do? Um, you know what? Being nice to strangers in public is kind of awkward and embarrassing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, I mean, I'm a nice dude and I'll open doors for people, you know. I'll say hi to people. Just, you know, sometimes you catch that person's eye as you're walking, you know, and you both happen to see each other. You know, I'm the kind of dude that if that happens, I'm not going to awkwardly, you know, look away and pretend like, you know, it didn't happen. And I'm going to, oh, hi, how are you? And, you know, people are so not used to other people being nice that it's like weird for them. You know what I mean? It's a really sad state of affairs when in the world it's considered weird or somebody has to say, "Oh my god, what's up with that person? You know, are they a molester?" when you're nice to them for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you're nice to somebody, it feels awkward and embarrassing, you know, because you see they have this look that they give you, you know, like what is your angle, man? You know, what are you gonna rape me or something? You know, I mean, it's stupid. You know, I mean, you shouldn't feel weird and awkward to be nice to someone, but I mean, unfortunately, that's the world we live in now. People are so used to being screwed over by one another, and that when you know they're not, and when somebody's actually nice to them for no apparent reason, they think that there's something going on or that you have an ulterior motive. So it's a sad state of affairs, really. Um, if you can live anywhere in the world, where would it be? And it can't be where you live now. Well, it wouldn't be where I live now. Honestly, I don't really know a specific place, but it would probably be pretty much anywhere outside the United States. I would love to go to Italy. I am Italian as well, so I would love to check out Italy a lot. I really would. You know, I'd love to go check out Britain too. I mean, there's a lot of places I'd love to go, but I mean, being out of America in general, honestly, the way things are here right now, I'm embarrassed to be American, you know. And I mean, a lot of people, when you talk about that kind of stuff, they get all offended, you know, and veterans too. But I mean, let me tell you something. If you're a veteran, you should be pissed off too because what you fought for America to be, it is not being. And you know your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your friends and you know and other men within your troop or platoon or whatever you want to call it, and they you know that died for this, man. It's not they didn't die. It's not what they died for. You know, it's not the America you fought to have, man. It isn't. You know what I mean? Things are just really bad in America right now. I mean, everybody hates everybody, and you know, cops are not trusted, and Trump is running for president. Man, it's just, I don't know. Things are a little weird right now. So, I mean, honestly, I just love to get the hell out of America for a while. I mean, really, you know, we're the youngest country in the world, and it shows, man. It really does. We're like a little screaming toddler having a tantrum about everything, especially when it doesn't get its way. And I think we've got a lot of growing up to do as a nation, and I'd love to be somewhere else so that that growing up can take place. Yeah. Um, what game would you most like to play coming up in the next 12 months? You know, I don't know. I mean, I believe No Man's Sky is supposed to be coming out within the next 12 months, and I'd really love to check that out too. There's a huge hype train rolling about it, and I'm very interested in that. But I need to look up more on it because I don't know that much about it yet. I've seen some things, I've seen some trailers, but I think there's more out there I haven't seen yet. I need to look up more on it. But No Man's Sky has definitely got me intrigued. I'd love to do something with that, play it or whatever. So I'm looking forward to that. No Man's Sky. We'll see. Would you like to make another vid together soon, mate? Absolutely, Sam. I definitely would, dude. You let me know when, man. Let me know when, and we'll get to recording something together, man. All right. So my somebody else, Dylan Omega says, if you were given the chance, would you ever take YouTube as a job? Plus, awesome channel. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's awesome because you guys are here and you're a part of it, and you have made it what it is. I would absolutely, definitely, 100%, without a doubt, in a split second, take YouTube as my full-time career. You know, if I were able to. I mean, I already do put in full-time hours right now. I'm just not making full-time pay at all. So, yeah, I mean, I do. I love it, and I mean, it's weird because when I was growing up, I always told my mom that I felt like I was meant to be famous, you know? And I mean, again, that sounds wrong, but like, I don't really mean like, you know, oh yeah, praise me, you know, kiss the ground I walk on, famous. I mean, you know, I always felt like I was meant to be something bigger than myself, you know, if that's possible to be bigger than myself. Fat jokes. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I always said that to my mom. You know, I always told her I felt like I was, you know, I was gonna do something special, man. You know, I was gonna make a difference in people's lives in some way. I was gonna be known by a lot of people. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe YouTube is that. Maybe that is what YouTube is for me. And I would definitely love to do it full time. I mean, I'm a long ways off, based on what I've, you know, heard and on the research I've done. And you can just about make minimum wage when you hit about 100, 110,000 subscribers. So, I mean, I do have a way to go, man. I mean, I do get some donations from people. Thank you so much to those of you that do donate. Um, you know, they support me on Patreon, and that's huge, and I really love you guys. Thank you so much. But, you know, really, I don't get much of anything out of this yet other than, you know, what I love, my love for it. You know, I get that emotional fulfillment out of it. But I would love to have YouTube as a full-time job. I mean, I definitely would. It would be the best thing, you know, to wake up every morning, man. You know, go into my office and sit down and record and edit some videos. You know, go to events, and I mean, I would love to do things for my subscribers too. I mean, if I had the money, if I became a big YouTuber, and you know, I'd have like contests and stuff to like, fly someone out to have dinner with me, or fly someone out and we'll play a round of paintball or something, you know? I mean, I'd love to do things like that. I mean, I really, really would. So hopefully one day, you know, YouTube will be what I do. I mean, I can only hope. It's all up to the people that watch me and the people that decide to subscribe or not. So we'll see. Um, Hyper Taco says, if you can have lots of fans and subs and no money, or money and lots of ungrateful fans, you know, which one would I like? You know, I would rather have the fans. I mean, really, you know, I think anybody would say that, and half of them would be lying. Honestly, that's my opinion. But no, I would rather have. I mean, I don't want to, you know, make a ton of money and not be making a difference doing it. That's very hollow for me. You know, I mean, the reason why I love to do this is obviously not because of money, because I don't really make any. It's because I just love the people, and I love meeting you and knowing you and communicating with you. You know, I mean, it's something I just can't explain. So yeah, I definitely would prefer having, you know, loyal fans and subscribers over the money any day of the week. Absolutely. Um, let's see here. What was my first video game? You know, I was asking my mom about this last night because, like I said, she's always been really supportive of me with video games, and I'm not entirely sure what my first one was. I think it was Donkey Kong, but I'm not 100% sure on that. All right, that's after communicating with my Maja. You know, that seems to be where we settled. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think it was Donkey Kong on the Nintendo. Um, you know, I do remember I had an Atari once upon a time, but I really don't remember what I had on it, so I'm not going to count it. But yeah, it was definitely something for the Nintendo, so it was probably Donkey Kong, you know, or maybe Pac-Man or something like that. I'm not sure. I think so. Um, and when did you start doing YouTube? That's hard to say that name. The number 1 W, number 4 N T, number 0 D 13 PLS. um, when did you start doing YouTube? I began doing YouTube like officially as trying to grow a channel on February 27th of 2015. So it's been, you know, over a year now. Um, that was when February 27th of 2015, that was when I did my first narrated video. That was when I really decided I wanted to try and just do this thing, you know, and maybe see if I could do something and make something of it. And wow, I can't believe I've gotten as far as I have so far. It's really amazing to me, and it's super flattering, and I just don't even know how to thank you. Okay, Big Daddy Rooster asks another question. He says, what's your all-time favorite video game? Now, this is, I mean, obviously, it's a really tough question. And I think I've said it before. I'm going to have to probably go with Star Ocean Till the End of Time. I mean, oh, dude, I loved that game. I mean, really, It was on the PS2. It was made by Square Enix, and it was just a great game. It was an RPG. The max level on that game was 255, and it was a huge game. I mean, the main story could take you around 60 hours or so if you weren't like rushing through it, and there was tons more hours worth of post story bonus dungeons and stuff. I mean, it was just a hell of a good game. I mean, it really, really was. It was an excellently realized fantasy world and good characters. The crafting system was super deep. I mean, really, that game kept me entertained so long. And my wife cannot stand it to this day, though, because she was pregnant when I was playing it a lot. And so she now associates that game with morning sickness, basically. But I think it would have to be Star Ocean till the end of time. That game is phenomenal. I love it, and I really wish we had a remake on the PlayStation 4 for it. They did just come out with a new Star Ocean, but it doesn't look that great, and I've heard bad things too, so I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm not going to waste my money, man. No. Yeah, somebody's Gunboy0403 says, what is your favorite food or drink? Um, you know, That's really hard, man. Pretty much anything Italian, really, when it comes to food. I mean, I really do love Italian food. I mean, honestly, I've never really known a person who doesn't. Maybe some of you do, but I like it. I mean, I really do. You know, pizza is such a cliche answer, so I don't want to say that, but manicotti. I love manicotti. That is super good. Lasagna is very good. I love Italian food. It's so good. As far as a drink goes, I mean, I don't know. Lately, I've been enjoying my Gatorade, but other than that, I drink a lot of coffee. Mmm, good stuff, man. Oh yeah. Um, so yeah, let's see here. Titanium Pickle says, in parentheses, not to sound mean, um, but do you have a full-time job, and if so, where? No, I don't have a full-time job. I don't have a job at all, actually. I'm a full-time college student right now. And, you know, I mean, honestly, I dread the day I have to get a job. I mean, I really do. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's because I'm so tired of working for other people, for no appreciation and crap wages and just to work a dead-end job. I mean, you barely make enough money to anything. I mean, really, the amount of money you make is like you make just enough to barely pay your bills if you can make your bills and then get back and forth to work. I mean, really, that's about it. You're working to work and then you die. I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to live that life, dude. I ain't about that life, man. So, I mean, I'm a full-time college student right now, and other than that, I do YouTube, and hopefully one day this will be what I do for a living, man. I really do hope so, because I love it so much, and I mean, it's kind of like a dream now. I'm still trying not to want it too bad because I could easily fail, but I can't really help it. So yeah. Excuse me, guys. Let me see here. Would you ever play No Man's Sky or 7 Days to Die? I've got a 7 Days to Die playlist going on right now, and I definitely played No Man's Sky. I definitely played that. And that was by Broboy37. Richard Thompson asks, what's your favorite game of all time? And congratulations on 5K. Not many people that deserve it more. Keep up the amazing videos, brother. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that, dude. And I don't believe I've heard from you before, man. So welcome, and thank you so much. And if I have heard from you, I'm sorry I don't remember you. But I did answer my favorite game of all time, but he did ask the question. I wanted to say his name because he asked a question. Audicle HD also asks what inspired me to start YouTube, and of course you guys know what that was. Curtis Flo says, what's your favorite YouTuber? Now, a lot of you might know this, and some of you maybe don't, but it is Jacksepticeye, without a doubt. And that's because after all this time, even though he's very famous now, I do swing by and watch his videos still. He really still feels like a genuine, kind personality to me, and he still sits down sometimes and takes the time, to just sit there and, like, talk to people and tell you guys how much he cares about you as his fans and subscribers, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just do really like him. He just seems like such a good, genuine dude. And I really like the man. I admire him a lot, and I respect him a lot. And I hope he keeps his feet firmly planted on the ground so that I can continue to like him, as my favorite YouTuber. But, I mean, definitely Jacksepticeye. When I first started watching him, I think he had just barely broken 1 million. So, I mean, I've been with him for a while now. It's CJM asks, what are some topics you can talk about in a video to talk to your viewers instead of not just talking at all or being boring? P.S. Post more 7 Days to Die. Yes, I will be posting more 7 Days to Die. And I don't know, dude. Topics, I honestly couldn't tell you, man. I don't know. Um, I mean, from time to time, you guys feel free to ask me some questions in the comments of my videos. And then maybe I can answer some of those questions, like when I do the next recording or something like that, to keep things going and keep them fresh. I don't really know exactly what I can talk about. I mean, I just don't really know. I mean, I've got stories, from when I was a kid or whatever, but I mean, really, I like hearing from you guys. Let me know, what are you curious about? Maybe, ask me some questions and I can answer them. That's no problem at all. You don't just have to ask me questions when I'm doing a special, so please feel free. Go ahead. And Bird asks, are you looking forward to Suicide Squad? No, not because I don't like it, but because I don't know it well enough. I've never really kept up on, Marvel or DC or, any of that stuff. I never really kept up on it when I was a kid, so I never really got into it. I was raised by my mom and my sister, so, I never really had that male influence. I never got into, like, comics and things like that. But, I'm working towards that. I'm working towards that. He wants to know what state I live in. I live in Colorado, USA. Weed's legal, man. Yeah, I don't smoke though, so I'm good. Would you ever play Warframe? I actually have played Warframe a while back, but I don't know. It was very, pay to win, in my opinion, and so obviously I don't have the money. So it ends up becoming an endless grind, and so I quickly became bored of it. But it is a good game. I mean, except for the microtransactions, which it is riddled with. So. Do you collect Funko Pops? No, I don't, only because I don't have the money to buy them. Yeah, I mean, if I did have the money to buy them, I'd love to. I'm hoping one day, I can have an office, man, maybe have, some shelves behind me on the wall that have all my cool stuff on them from Loot Crate, maybe go buy some more awesome little gamer gear and all that other kind of stuff. But no, I don't collect them only because I don't have them. I don't have the money for them. Let's see. And then Ray Gaming again, he asks, why did you start YouTube? Already answered that. And he asked me if I'll be playing more 7 Days to Die. I sure will. You guys, man, you do love that 7 Days to Die, don't you? My favorite video game, that was Bradley Does Things. I did answer that one already. How long you gonna do YouTube? Rage1005 Suarez asks, how long you gonna do YouTube? And the answer to that, dude, is as long as I possibly can. I mean, I do love it a lot, really. I couldn't imagine not making videos now. And anytime that I take some time to myself, and I just play a game and I'm not recording, I don't know, it's weird, dude. It feels weird. And, it's like I'm cheating on you guys. Woo, it's weird. And, if I'm not recording, I don't know, I just feel weird, man. I'm out of my element. I love to record so much. It's a huge part of who I am now. It's a huge part of my life. And I'm going to do YouTube as long as I possibly can. And I do hope that one day that turns into, more than just a hobby. And I really do. But you know what? I wouldn't be even close to where I am right now if it weren't for you guys. And I mean, all of you that have, recommended me to your friends and, you share my videos and stuff. You guys are a huge help, I mean, really the best growth tool in YouTube is having dedicated, loyal fans, viewers, and subscribers. I mean, those of you that recommend me and that share my stuff, you're helping me reach a wider audience, and that's helping the channel to grow. I mean, I can't thank you enough for that. He asks, can I shout out his channel? Now, you guys know I'm not okay with asking that question, but I have known this dude for a while now. He's been with me for a very long time. And, I think he's earned the right to have a shout out. His channel is called Rage the Saiyan. Yeah, so you can go check him out if you want to. He left a link to his channel as well in the comment section with that question in the 5K questions video. All right, so if you're curious, if you want to go check it out, go ahead. But please, guys, don't spam me with questions asking me to shout you out, okay? I mean, this guy, I think he's earned it. He's been here forever, too. So, I mean, whatever, dude. But, will I ever do a co-op Minecraft Let's Play? Meaning, will you ever do, like, a collab Minecraft Let's Play with someone in the future? Now, I do get a lot of requests from people asking me to play Minecraft and stuff with them. And honestly, I do usually say no. There's very few people that I do play with, and even fewer that I record with. In fact, I only record with really one other person. That's my friend Sam from Men Who Stare at Games. Um, and I mean, I don't know. And he doesn't really play Minecraft too much anymore. I don't really know what we're gonna do, but I mean, I guess we're gonna do a recording here in the future as well of something. And other than that, I really don't play with other people too much. It's nothing personal, you guys. I mean, it's one of those things. It's just one of those things I can't really explain. So please don't take it personally. Um, John McCrindle asks, "How old are you?" And then he says, "Legit question, not an insult." And even if it was an insult, dude, I don't care, man. I'd answer it. I am 28 years old. I will be 29 on February 24th. So, and yeah, I'm old. I'm old. Anyway, all right. My friend Marcus Maximus, sexy beast, you love him. He says, if you could come back as any animal, what would you be? And then he said, sorry, I couldn't do a serious question. No, dude, that's a good question, man. I don't know, dude. I would probably want to do something that flies, man. Like I don't know, maybe a bald eagle, because here in America you can't kill a bald eagle. I mean, people do, but supposed to. But I've always wanted to fly. Yeah, I've always had a fascination with flying. And I don't mean like, with an airplane or like with I want to like fly like me, just me flying, if I had the power to fly, that would be amazing. I don't know. I don't like heights, dude. That's the weird thing, man. I don't do heights. I don't like heights. I live like a 40-minute drive from the Royal Gorge Bridge, which is the highest suspension bridge in America. And we just went to it the other day. And it took a lot for me to cross that thing. And they even drive cars across it. It's a suspension bridge, highest one in America. And they drive cars over that thing, dude. I mean, when they do, the whole freaking bridge is like, it's like, oh my god, it's freaking me out, dude. But I mean, for some reason, I've always wanted to fly. I don't know why. I mean, it's weird. I don't know why I want to, but I want to fly. That would be awesome. So I'd probably come back as some kind of a flying creature. All right, guys. So next, let me say, yeah, there was the illegal immigrants. Let's see. Somebody asked me, and this is actually my last question. Somebody asked, "Do you swear?" Yes, I do. And we actually had a little chat about this in the comments yesterday. Guys, when it comes to me swearing, I do really try to keep it on, on the down low level when I'm playing Minecraft, because I mean that really does draw a more specific audience, and it's usually a lot younger. And being a parent myself, I know that I wouldn't want my kid to be watching somebody that was like being, ridiculously overbearing with cussing and things like that. But you know what? I am an adult, and I do swear, and I always have, and I would feel like I'm being fake, and I'm using a fake personality if I were to completely prevent myself from swearing. And I mean, I don't want to give a fake version of myself to you. So when I do play more adult-oriented games like Fallout 4 and maybe 7 Days to Die or whatever the case may be, basically if the game is more aimed towards adults, I'm probably gonna let loose a few more cuss words. I still try not to do too much, but some days they just do slip out. I mean, can't help it, dude. But I mean, I do swear, but I really try not to in specific videos and venues, and I mean, I try and keep it appropriate as much as I can, at least for a specific demographic, because I don't need to cuss, but it just kind of happens, you know. So, guys, that is the end of the questions. Really, guys, thank you all so much. Again, I can say thank you all damn day, and it doesn't matter. See, I just said, oops, cussed. But really, I could say it all day, and I mean, it doesn't get through to you how truly, truly grateful I am for all of you. I mean, really, guys, you have made me so happy. I get to do this for you. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. I love this. I love doing this for you, and I love all of you guys. Here's to the next 5,000. We're on a road to 10K now, and I can't wait to hit 10K. If I hit 10K and then my channel were to fail miserably the very next day, I could walk away being very proud of myself for having hit double-digit thousands. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to 10K. Let's hope we get there pretty quickly. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Support me. Keep the likes coming. Share the videos and tell your friends or whatever. Again, thank you so much to those of you that have supported me on Patreon. I don't like to toot the horn of that, but if you would like to, you can support me on Patreon too. There's a link on the channel. Just go to the channel art right there on the bottom right-hand side of the channel art. There's a link to my Patreon, as well as my Twitter, if you'd like to follow me there, and the Facebook for the channel as well, if you'd like to go check that out. But seriously, guys, thank you so much. Really, it's all down to you. I mean, really, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't have any questions to answer, anything, if it wasn't for you. I mean, it's just absolute honor, and I really do look forward to a very long future in YouTube, and meeting more and more of you, and just growing as a community, as a family, as a channel, making this place great. And you guys have been excellent. We have a lot of really nice people here. Nobody really jumps down each other's throats, which is awesome, because if you do, I'm going to kick you out. Don't make me do that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Here is to the next 5,000. Road to 10K. Here we go, guys. Oh, yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I love you all, and I will see you guys in the next upload very, very soon. Keep the love coming. Thanks again, guys. Goodbye.